In a small town, cradled by rolling green hills, lived a quiet boy named Adrian. The town was a picture of peace, but inside Adrian's heart, a constant storm of doubt and silence raged, unseen by anyone else. At school, Adrian was a shadow. While other children proudly displayed their talents, painting vibrant pictures, singing loud songs, or winning sports trophies, Adrian would sit alone in a quiet corner of the classroom, watching. It wasn't that he disliked people. He was silent because he believed, with all his heart, that he had nothing special to share. Deep down, Adrian told himself a painful story. He believed he was ordinary, invisible, untalented. Every time he saw another child praised, that belief grew stronger, rooting itself deeper in his mind. He never raised his hand to answer a question, never volunteered for a task. He'd convinced himself that some people were simply born with gifts, and he wasn't one of them. One afternoon, on his way home from school, Adrian wandered off his usual path. His feet led him down a narrow cobblestone street where old buildings leaned gently with age. At the very end of the road stood a small antique shop he had never noticed before. Its window was veiled in a thin layer of dust, and the air around it seemed to move a little slower, as if time itself was taking a rest. Something inside that dusty window caught Adrian's eye. It was a small wooden music box, intricately carved with tiny, delicate flowers and stars. It looked old and fragile, and a small handwritten sign beside it simply read, "Not working yet." For reasons he couldn't begin to explain, Adrian felt an undeniable pull toward it. He pushed open the creaky wooden door and stepped inside. The shop smelled of aged wood, old oil, and forgotten memories. Behind the counter stood an old man with kind, knowing eyes and a gentle smile. He noticed Adrian staring intently at the music box. "You have a good eye, young man," the shopkeeper said, his voice soft and warm. "That box hasn't played a sound in many, many years." Adrian picked it up, his touch careful and reverent. "Can it be fixed?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. The old man's smile widened. "Only by someone who truly listens." Adrian didn't fully understand those words, but he used his small savings to buy the silent box. He carried it home as if it were a precious living thing. That night, he placed it on his desk and slowly, hopefully, turned the small key. Nothing happened. Not a single sound emerged. "Maybe it really is broken," Adrian whispered to the quiet room. Still, something about the box felt special, felt important. So every evening, he dedicated a few quiet minutes to it. He gently cleaned the tiny gears, carefully oiled the delicate hinges, and listened. Listened with his whole being to every faint click and creak from within. Days turned into weeks, but the box remained stubbornly silent. One night, feeling tired and deeply discouraged, Adrian was finally ready to give up. "I don't even know why I keep trying," he said quietly to himself. But then the shopkeeper's words echoed in his memory. "Only by someone who truly listens." He closed his eyes. He slowed his breathing. He stopped trying to force the box to work, to bend it to his will. Instead, he just listened, not just with his ears, but with his heart, with patience, and with care. Then slowly he turned the key one more time. Click, click, clink, clink. A soft, clear melody began to fill the room. It was gentle, warm, and breathtakingly beautiful. Adrian's eyes flew open. A smile spread across his face, brighter and more genuine than any he had ever known. The music box hadn't just been fixed, it had found its voice. It had been awakened. The next morning, Adrian rushed back to the antique shop, the music box playing its beautiful tune. The old man listened, his head tilted, then nodded. "You see, you didn't fix the box," he said kindly. "You awakened it." "But how?" Adrian asked, his eyes wide with wonder. "Because you believed it still had music inside," the shopkeeper replied. "Most people give up when something seems broken or silent. He listened instead. That, my boy, is your gift." From that day on, a change sparked within Adrian. He began helping others. He fixed broken toys for the neighborhood children, repaired old instruments that had lost their song, and restored forgotten things people had long abandoned. But more importantly, with every item he mended, he gave people a little piece of hope. Years passed. Adrian grew into a man, becoming both a master craftsman and a gifted musician. His workshop was always filled with sound, laughter, and the stories of the people he helped. And on a special shelf, the small wooden music box sat, still playing its soft, enchanting melody. Whenever people would ask where his incredible music and skill came from, Adrian always answered the same way. "It came from the silence I once learned to listen to." Remember this story. Your gift may not be loud. It may not shine for everyone to see right away. It might be hidden, waiting quietly inside you for the right moment. So please, don't ever tell yourself you are ordinary. Inside every heart, there is a music box waiting to be opened. What hidden gift do you think is inside you? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more inspiring English stories only on English Life Tales. Reflect, learn, grow.